Number one. Are you ready? Are you ready?
Tremendous show, tremendous success.
Now, I have a stat for you, and everybody always talk about this particular stat. So, a lot of people say when it comes to Michael Jordan, one of his major stats is obviously 6 rings. Mm-hmm. And then when you look at LeBron, you know, his stat, you know, he got 3 rings and stuff like that. So, I want to know from you, Mark the Stat Man, like, how does stats affect, or how do you analyze stats that determine who's a better player or not? I really would love to hear this from you, bro. Let's get it.
Well, first of all, the rings I don't really consider as a definitive stat because.
Woo! You serious?
Because Robert Horry has 7 rings.
Yo, the comment section is about to shoot you right now, son. Go ahead,
I'm not saying it's irrelevant, but I'm just saying, like, you know, Dan Marino never won a championship. You know what I'm saying? And then there's quarterbacks like Eli Manning who won 2. And I'm the biggest Eli Manning fan in the world.
You an Eli Manning fan?
But, yeah.
Oh, word? Okay.
But Dan Marino was the better quarterback. I mean, he was, you know, especially we're not talking football. Let's go back to basketball because you talk about Michael Jordan and all that.
Yeah.
The biggest stat he has is points per game, and everyone says points, but he was also a good defensive player too. Yeah, I mean, I look at the whole picture, like steals per game, rebounds per game. If you're just analyzing stats and you're talking about clutch with Jordan. There's just so many different aspects other than rings and points. I mean, you got to take into a lot of factors into consideration. So it's not just this guy has more rings than the other guy and that makes him better. So It also matters, like, you know, Kevin Durant got rings now, but Kevin Durant didn't get them with OKC. He had to leave to go to a better team, and LeBron James had to go pair up with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh and left the Cavs behind. So Jordan stayed with the same team. He got a lot of help too. I mean, Scottie Pippen was a big factor in all his rings. So.
Now, last question: is there anybody that, like, you've always wanted to, like, debate? It could be somebody that you admired, you know, like in the world of sports, or someone that you didn't like that much. It don't matter. But is there anybody out there that you would love to, like, call out and have a intelligent debate with? You know, somebody that you admire, or someone that you see on ESPN that talk a lot of trash that don't know what they're talking about?
I wouldn't say they don't know what they're talking about, but if you're talking about a debate with a sportscaster, I would have to say Stephen A. Smith, and I actually got the opportunity to meet him.
Oh, word? Yeah, I met him too. Shout out to Stephen A. I met him too.
Him and Skip Bayless, they had this whole thing with the fans and stuff on ESPN First Take, and the near Times Square and everything.
Yeah.
And then you had to come up with a question, and I came up with the question. You know, the talk back at the time, LeBron James and Dwayne Wade, who's Batman, who's Robin? I said, which one of you is Batman and which one of you is Robin?
Oh, that was hot! That's crazy.
So they allowed me to go up to the studio and record that question, and it was supposed to air, but instead of the question airing, Stephen A. and Skip Bayless came out. And that wasn't supposed to, you didn't know that was going to happen. So I was kind of caught off guard, and I got to talk with them a little bit, and they joked around about it. You know, Stephen A. came out, and he's like, oh, I'm Batman.
I know, of course Stephen A. was saying Batman.
And then, you know, they both went and said, we're both Batman. So they kind of did like a little cop out there and said, we're both Batman. And then the sports debate didn't really continue from there or anything. But just to go on an actual show with him and debate back and forth for, you know, whatever the topic may be, that would be cool.
Tremendous show, tremendous success.